The air in the delivery room had been thick with the sweet scent of new life. Then suddenly, it was sliced by a sharp clinical urgency. Katie had barely registered the warmth of her newborn son, Harvey, against her chest before the nurses, their faces etched with concern, whisked him away. Dropping oxygen levels, a voice had explained, but the words were a distant echo against the roaring fear in her ears. Travis, usually her steady anchor, looked as pale and shaken as she felt. Those first few hours were a blur of hushed conversations, beeping machines, and a desperate silent prayer. 6 hours. That was the initial window they were given for Harvey to breathe on his own. 6 hours of watching the tiny rise and fall of his chest, willing each breath to deepen, each flicker of life to strengthen. Katie remembered pressing her face against the cold glass of the incubator, her heart aching with a primal need to scoop him up and shield him from the invisible struggle. Travis, ever practical, had been a rock, holding her hand, whispering reassurances even as his own eyes reflected the same raw anxiety. When the doctors delivered the news that Harvey needed to be transferred to East Tennessee Children's Hospital, a fresh wave of dread washed over them. It felt like another step away, another barrier between them and their fragile son. Travis had followed the ambulance, a solitary figure chasing the flashing lights, while Katie, still recovering, had to wait, the silence of the hospital room amplifying her fears. The days that followed were a testament to the resilience of a parent's love. The NICU became their world, a landscape of tiny beds, intricate tubes, and the constant rhythmic hum of life support machines. Each small improvement, each fractional rise in his oxygen saturation, was celebrated like a monumental victory. The nurses, angels in scrubs, offered gentle smiles and updates, their calm demeanor a stark contrast to the storm raging within Katie. She missed Haley, their spirited 19-month-old daughter, and longed for the day their family of 4 could finally be under one roof, whole and healthy. Then came the news that felt like the first true breath of fresh air in days. Harvey was off oxygen. He was breathing on his own. It wasn't a sudden, dramatic recovery, but a quiet, steady turning of the corner. The relief that flooded Katie was overwhelming, a wave so powerful it brought tears to her eyes. She watched him sleep, his tiny chest rising and falling with a newfound strength, and a profound sense of gratitude settled over her. "He's a fighter," Travis had said, his voice thick with emotion, and Katie knew it was true. Their little Harvey, barely days old, had already faced and overcome his first formidable challenge. As they looked forward to bringing him home, their hearts swelled with thanks, for the prayers, for the dedicated medical team, and most of all, for their precious son, who had shown them the true meaning of courage.